Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Drycustard, and welcome to my Let's Play. Alright, so where we left off, I came back from that mob spawner, got the loot from there, brought it back, put it upstairs in the chest, and now I think we need to go looking for some diamonds. So we're going to come back in this cave and have a look around a little bit more thorough with our search. So I believe, yes, this is diamond level right here. And I'll come get the iron and stuff later, probably. I just want to try and find some diamonds. I think that'd be pretty cool. Went ahead and smelted some iron, made another pick too. And a helmet. So, I have a good story to tell you guys. I had my phone stolen. I was at a store on Black Friday, and it was crazy. I got an early Christmas present from the parents. I got a new phone. It was time for an upgrade. So I got the new Samsung Galaxy S4. And I was pumped. The story about my phones is my last phone. It was an Infuse, a Samsung Infuse, and first week I had that phone, I went to one of my friend's houses, and he had a party, and he has a pool, and needless to say, I jumped in the pool with my phone in my pocket. So that phone was destroyed. So then I started using my old iPhone. And about a week after that, I jumped into I didn't even jump into that. I walked right into a lake with that in my pocket. So that's kind of my history of phones. You could say I'm not the best at taking care of them. But my parents got me a Samsung Galaxy S4, which is the new Galaxy, and it's awesome. I love it. We were at Kohl's, which is an apparel store, and it was Black Friday morning, so it was pretty crazy there, pretty hectic. And me and my dad were trying on a jacket, and just because that's what we do while Mama Dukes actually does the shopping. We just go around and try on different clothes. So we were trying all these jackets, and the next thing I know, I realized that I did not have my phone on me anymore. And in my head, I thought, well, I just left it at home, and luckily for me, home was only about 5 minutes away, so I went ahead and went back home to look for the phone. I turned up every cushion in the house, could not find the phone. So at this point, I'm like, oh man, I lost it at Kohl's, Black Friday shopping, and it's definitely gone. Somebody took it, right? So I get back to Kohl's, we can't find it still, and at this point, I'm just like, oh man. Somebody definitely took it. None of us could think about it. It was weird. I was in Kohl's probably for 5 minutes, and my dad was with me that entire time. So, I really didn't think I lost it there, but I didn't have a clue otherwise to where it would be. So I go back in Kohl's. I go back to the customer service, and they said they hadn't found a phone. And so I asked to talk to the manager, and he's a nice guy. He let me go back and check the cameras. Unfortunately for me, there wasn't a camera on the area I was at where I had lost my phone. What we thought happened is when we were trying on the jackets, I set the phone on top of one of the clothing racks, and then I just left it there and walked away. Which is quite like me, I might add. So I left the phone there, Oh, jeez. So I left the phone there and couldn't find anything on the cameras. So I'm like, well, this phone's gone. So we went to AT&T. We're like, is there any way you can track this, or we can find a tracking device? And evidently there's two types of insurance. And one insurance, the better, more expensive insurance, has a tracking device in the phone. It's like a tracking app, but you have to buy the better insurance for that. And I didn't have the best insurance. I had like the level below what they asked for. So, oh golly. So, pretty much they said, no, we can't track it, we can't do anything. Which is weird to me because everything in my phone, I feel like, asks if it can use my location, these days especially. So I was like, well, that really sucks. Like, now I'm screwed. I'm out of phone. With my other insurance, it was going to cost me a couple $100 just to replace the phone. I was like, Merry Christmas to me, right? Wow, we came up 20. Dang, we're higher than I thought we were. We're going to have to go back down somewhere. Hopefully this goes down. Oh, another dungeon. Nice. Oh, shit. Whew. Alright, yeah, so at this point, I'm out of phone and I'm mad. Another day goes by. Saddles? That's what I'm talking about. Another day goes by and I am just like torn up about it. You know that feeling when you leave your phone somewhere, like you don't know where it's at and it's not in your pocket and you're just like, oh, you almost feel like a part of you's gone. Well, I had that feeling and I was like, there's no way that we can't track this smartphone. So I do some research on YouTube and nothing really comes up on YouTube. A lot of stuff with apps. And then I type into Google, because I've used Google Maps for traveling and stuff like that on the phone already. And I was signed in with my Gmail account. And Google Maps has a Android thing. I don't know if it's for iPhone. iPhone, they already have the automatic trackers, but has this thing, if you type in Google, the Android, device manager, I think. And what that did is I typed in I think you need a Google Gmail account. I typed that in, and voila, it popped up. It tracks your phone, within probably like 15 meters or something, which is like pretty good. Man, still can't find any diamonds. We need to go lower. So yeah, at this point, I can see where my phone's at. And it's at a location probably 10 minutes away from my house. I'm like, wow, like somebody actually stole it, because at this point I hadn't known if I just misplaced it, if it was in the house, because when we called the phone, it was still ringing every time. And in my head, I'm like, well, if someone actually stole it, they turn it off, or, who leaves the stolen phone on where you can be able to track it? But it was still ringing. So yeah, it was 10 minutes away from the house. And, which way should we go? We already went all these ways, didn't we? Man, this really sucks down here. I don't even know where to go now. Maybe I'll just dig. Yeah, so this place is 10 minutes away from the house. I'm like, alright, let's go. Let's get in the car. So me and my dad and my brother-in-law get in the car. And we start heading to this location. And it doesn't give you an address. It just gives you a pretty good idea of where it's at. Like I said, like a 15 meter diameter of where it could be, which is you know, that's definitely as far as being like a house size. It's definitely smaller than that. So we go to this place, and then I look on the. I have my sister and my mom back at home, and my fiance, using the device manager thing on my computer. They're just like refreshing the page and like making sure that I'm moving. And all of a sudden, we almost get to the address, and actually, we do get to the address. Sorry, we do get to the address, and we see two cars there, and it's in a trailer park. And I have nothing against trailer parks, but this trailer was the roughest. It wasn't the best part of the neighborhood. We'll just say that. And there were two cars out front. So, being the detectives we went ahead and took pictures of both of the license plates of the cars that were there. We went down the block a little bit, or down the road a little bit. It was a one-way road. And we called the cops. And we're like, hey, can you meet us here? We're at this address. I've been tracking my phone all morning, and we found it at this address, and there's a car here. So they said, all right, well, we need to have the case number, because you have to file a report first. So we went ahead and filed a report at the police station, went back to that address. They were still there. And I couldn't, with the police station we filed a report, it wasn't in the same county as where the county line was. It was almost right there at the edge of the town I live in. So we had to call that police station and say, hey, let them know that they can send an escort out here. Pretty much. So they said, all right. They called them. And then, of course, when we're sitting there, the car leaves. This car starts going. We're like, oh, man, like we missed it. And I kind of lost signal. But the car was jumping in between a couple different houses anytime we did see it. So we're like, all right, well, we have the license plate numbers. So we went and gave those to the cops, and the description of the car and all that stuff. So this one, I'm like, yeah, and the cops at this point are saying, well, we're gonna, you know, put out a warrant for their arrest at the end of the day if you don't get it back or whatever. So I'm like, all right, and but I still wasn't giving up on it. You know, if we were still able to get it today, I wanted it today and didn't have to deal with any of the other stuff. Let me see if I hear another. Man, I don't hear anything down here. This kind of sucked down here, to be honest. Yeah. So finally, it pops back up. We play a couple games of cards. At home, the tracker starts working again. It pops back up. They're at that first house that we found, and we narrowed it down to that gold car because when we left, that gold car was the one that was left, and the tracker was moving. So we narrowed it down to the gold car, and when we got there, the gold car was there. We went ahead and called the cops. We got an escort out there. It was a sheriff. He was a nice guy, and knocked on the door. About 5 minutes later, he waved us over. We were waiting down the block a little ways away, and he had my phone in his hand. So, pretty much we were talking, and we didn't know whether or not to charge these people. We didn't know who they were, and you know what the whole story was really. And evidently, he said it was a young girl that had found it in the store. Didn't speak any English, and she just, I don't know. it wasn't worth charging her. She hadn't made any calls or anything from my phone or done anything with it. I guess she was afraid to answer it because she didn't speak English. I don't know what her excuse was, but um, got my phone back. So that was crazy. I played detective for a day, and it was fun and kind of exhilarating in its own way. Um, but yeah, didn't charge her or anything. She's young. People make mistakes. I don't really feel like she. Man, I hear a lot of something. I've already been over here. Nope. Yeah, people make mistakes. She was young. I wouldn't want to say she didn't know any better. I'm sure she knew better, but you know, I was just happy to have my phone back. So, be out of. Ooh. That's what you get for walking in that lava. So yeah, I was just happy to have my phone back. Let's make some more torches. But it was a pretty crazy day. Just a bunch of running around, tracking it down. Alright, what level are we at now here? 13, so this is definitely diamond level. Say we follow this path over here. Yeah, but that goes to show for anyone who does have an Android, and they lose their phone and they don't have an app that's like a tracker app. If you do have a Gmail Google account and it's signed in, I think it has to be signed in. If it's signed in to your phone, and if they haven't, turned the phone off or done anything weird with it, like taking the battery out, you should be able to track it down through that Android device manager on Google. And it's, obviously pretty accurate, so I was definitely pleased. Don't listen to those AT&T people that don't know what they're talking about. Alright. Of course, I had to lose the phone during the busiest day of the year in the shopping center. The skeletons are so crazy now that since they got that buff, it's so hard to get close to them. I don't know. I'm feeling diamonds close to around here. I head this way for a sec. Dead end. Alright. Kill this guy and let me check the time real quick. I don't know how long it took to that story. We're about at 20 minutes, I would think. Alright, so man, this is going to be depressing. Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to go ahead and keep searching. I'm going to go through here, and if I find some diamonds, I'll let you know. Alright, guys, and we are back on the surface. Unfortunately, I didn't find any diamonds down there. Everything kind of came to a dead end. But I went ahead and smelted up everything I grabbed. Right now, this is what we got. It's kind of like all the good stuff I have. Not much. I was starting to organize these chests a little bit. And definitely next episode, we're going to work on updating our temporary shack a little bit, making it less of a shack and more of a home. Is definitely my goal for next episode. But I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. We're about out of time. anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story and maybe learned a lesson or two out of being careful with your phone, not doing things that I would do, like put your phone on a clothing rack on Black Friday, and leaving it there. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you have a great day. And always remember to like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, survive. Thanks for watching, guys.